Instead of my just telling you how great our product is, what I'd like to do now is show you. Let's walk through the steps for making wreaths. I'll use a 12-inch clamp ring and have selected noble fir, incense cedar, and juniper as my wreath materials. The first step in making wreaths is to cut boughs to the proper length. Length is determined by ring size and individual taste. It is important to cut boughs long enough to cover the preceding wreath ring clip. I'm preparing to use a 12-inch ring, and therefore I am cutting the boughs at an 8 to 10-inch length. Of course, anytime we're using cutting tools or clamping tools, we should be concerned with safety and use caution. After our boughs are cut to length, it's time to start building our wreath. I begin by placing the wreath ring in the jaws of the machine. We continue by gathering a handful of boughs. A handful of fewer boughs yields a thinner, flatter wreath. More boughs, a thicker, fuller wreath. Here again, individual taste will play a part in handful size. Pressing the foot pedal down securely fastens the wreath materials to the ring. This process is then repeated for each clip. I'm not necessarily counting the number of pieces of material I'm putting into my handful. It's more a function of feel. After you make a few wreaths, this will become natural. It's important to keep each handful uniform in order for your wreath to turn out looking good. The special shape of the Mitchell clip prevents boughs from turning because it closes tight and holds strong. Mitchell clips retain their form shape precisely even after the clamp machine releases tension. Poorer wreath materials can be hidden in the back of the handful. Nicer materials on top, and that way you get a good yield from your wreath materials. The unique shape of the Mitchell clip assures that the ring will clamp tighter. Varying bough lengths or varying sized handfuls will result in a wreath that is ununiform. That's why gaining that feel for the amount of materials in your hand is very important. Specially formulated wire and carefully monitored welding processes assure the strongest welds available. This produces the tightest clamping pressure in the industry. When we come to the final clip, we pull the boughs away from our first handful to expose it. We're now ready to build a handful to complete our ring. We then tuck these materials down under the first handful that we placed and push down the foot pedal to secure that handful into the wreath. Our wreath is then complete. Your satisfaction is guaranteed when using Mitchell rings.